Greetings everybody, and welcome to this pre-show for the BLOCKDOWN Party 2020. The BLOCKDOWN Party is coming on Saturday, but today we're going to have a little bit of a taster as to what's coming up. I have a special guest who's just about to join me, and I'm in the process of allowing him to come into the room, to enter the block party room. The virtual block party room, because of course due to lockdown, we're not allowed to collect physically in the real world, which is a shame, but it's not gonna stop us. The block party crew will continue, as always. And tonight we have some teletext art to get us all started, to get us in the mood for Saturday. My guest is just about to join us, so let's see if we can get him in. Oh, you know who he is, don't you? It says so in the title. And the title of the video. It's Mr. Steve Horsley. Hello.
Hello there, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep. How you doing, Dan?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Just wonderful. Copenhagen.
Wonderful Copenhagen, yes.
Yes.
Have you been busy this week then? How are things with the lockdown?
Work is busier than ever. We support sort of GPs and the CCG in Devon and but IT, and it's just everybody working from home. It's just busier than ever. It's just non-stop.
Oh,
but I don't have enough time to go crazy with the solitary confinement. But I'm sure that will happen eventually.
That's both a blessing and a curse, I think.
Yes.
So, people out there in chat, how are our audio levels? I'm sure some people are out there. Let's have a look. If we've had any comments, not yet, but if anybody is out there listening, let us know how the audio is, how the audio leveling is, because yes, well, that's the number one problem I've been having with OBS, and we'd appreciate some input. So, Steve, are you looking forward to the BLOCKDOWN party on Saturday?
Yes, I have cancelled all my trips out that day. I was going to be out all weekend. No, yes, it's going to be really good to do something else rather than just trying to play games, which I'm getting told to play these days.
You were going to spend the whole weekend at Tesco's, were you? The only place you can go.
Yeah. So then in case you can go and meet people
to socialise. Yeah, I'm going out to Morrison's to socialise. Just buy a few cans.
Oh, I need some more cans. Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you.
Socialise with the till workers.
Yeah, I feel so sorry. I mean, nobody really has thanked them for the work they're doing. I mean, the fact they're there, they haven't really stopped. I know they've got lots of protection, but still, it can't be easy.
No.
Yeah, we've all clapped for the NHS and clapped for carers, but what about the guys working and the girls working in the shops?
Yeah, what we should do is have a clapping session every night of the week for the different people.
Somebody.
Yeah, for the army, for the Tesco workers, for the NHS, for the Teletext artists.
Oh yeah, the ones who never stop. That's it.
That would be more like a small boo in the distance, I think, for the Teletext artists. So, John Vaness is here in the comments, and he says the audio sounds okay. So, glad to hear it.
John. Good to see John on there. You all right, John?
Johnny boy, how are ya? So, tonight we're going to be doing a little bit of teletext art. Well, what else? Because we've got two teletext artists here, and this is a teletext stream. So, what we're going to do is do a sort of... Have you ever seen Games Done Quick?
No.
Oh, right. E-gaming, it's all the rage at the moment because all the sport has been put into a box for a bit. We have to go to e-gaming, esports. So this is a sort of teletext esports session. As we,
Sudden death.
yes,
To the death. To the death.
Fight to the death. As we go over to our stream page here, you can see we've got two different teletext screens loaded up. We're gonna each be given one of these, one to me and one to, one to Yakkenburger and one to Horsenburger. And we're each gonna make an artwork. But we need you people out there in the chat, and indeed in Discord, if you're listening. I'm gonna have to post a link in the Discord so people can join. But yes, all you people out there can suggest something that we're gonna draw.
In what? How long do we have for each one?
Well, I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead, but maybe we might just do one artwork for the whole show each. It depends. But if anybody has any suggestions for that. See, one of the ideas I had was to do 10 minutes teletext art pieces, but after trying it, it's totally impossible. In EditTF anyway. Using Flare, you can work a little bit quicker, but that's paid software. So
I've never used that. Is it good?
Softail it is, and
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty good, but you have to pay for it, so that makes it worse, I suppose.
yeah. Oh, I'm slowing down these days because my fingers are getting achy. I don't know, my eyesight's getting worse. It's just old age now. This is the trouble. The teletext systems are falling apart, and so are the people who used to do them.
Well, okay then. Maybe it might be a better idea if we don't have timings on these. Can you still hear me, Steve, by the way? I'm not dropping out, am I? Oh.
You dropped it a little bit, but
right,
you're
yeah.
coming back.
It's because I'm messing around with links. Oh, right, here we go. Somebody has kindly posted in Discord for us, so I don't have to do that and make the audio drop out. Fantastic. Thank you, David Walford. So David Walford, by the way, is the guy who is, was organising the block party, the physical block party that was supposed to happen on Saturday. But due to the fact that we're in lockdown, we're going to do a BLOCKDOWN party instead. And basically, I'm the one that's trying to paste it all together haphazardly. But really, we're just making it up as we go along, really, folks. Making it up. But that's okay.
Which is the new normal, apparently.
The new normal. The new normal changes every day, eh?
Absolutely, yeah. As long as we're still here, that's all that matters.
So, anybody got any suggestions, or do you want to suggest some stuff, Steve, that you'd like to draw tonight?
No. I've done enough. I need new ideas.
New ideas.
I'm desperate for new ideas. Every day it's like, what am I going to do now? That's why I've slowed down my output, because I just can't think of what to do next. I've got 2,500 pictures there. I don't know. It's so hard to think of something new.
2,500 pictures?
I've got 2,500 done now.
Wow, that's amazing. How long has it taken you to collect that many teletext pieces?
It was starting in 2016, the digitizer. That's when I started. I think it was September 2016. And that was when I started doing them.
Yeah,
I think it was 2016. Yeah,
I think
that's when it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, because I remember we did a block party in Cambridge, and were you there? Were you at Simon's house when we were looking at your art? You were, weren't you? You were there at Simon Rawls' house.
Yeah.
When we were looking at all your artworks up on TFX at about midnight.
Yeah, that's it. Yes.
Oh yeah, that was great. That was when you. That was when you started. I think you started again.
That was. Yeah, when with what you organised there, what was organised, and it's just like, this is the first time somebody's going to talk about teletext. Let me have a little play again. Then I found EditTF, and then I just started working at them. And I think for pretty much a year, I did, maybe 2 years, I did at least one a day, maybe 2, 3 a day. And that's with working and everything else. So I just got absolutely hooked on it again.
Wow, so that's pretty quick considering. These days it takes me a lot longer to make my artworks, but how long might it take you to complete just one of your typical artworks?
I'll still take a couple of hours, over a couple of hours, I think. just to make sure it's done properly.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
But sometimes, time just flies. I can never tell. I can never tell. I can be sitting here. It's like when I do my drawings and do my tin cans. When I do whatever I'm doing, it's like I just forget about time.
Oh yes, tell us about the tin cans, your tin can alley.
Yeah, well, it's that social distancing. I've decided to make my own friends with tin cans. So there's a bit of paint, and I've now run out of all my cans, so I need to get some more fizzy drinks. That's my excuse for getting fatter.
It's
just so I can have more cans to draw.
Oh right. Yeah, but it's Diet Pepsi, isn't it? So you're fine.
It is.
But it's like being Tom Hanks in Castaway, really, isn't it? Wilson! Beating exactly. All your cans up.
I get bored of them so quickly, though. That's why I have to get a new one every day. They're just not good for conversation.
Oh, well. They always make this tinny noise when you hit them. That's it. The one tone. So David Walford says, I just make the tea at the physical gatherings, basically.
David does so much more than that.
Yeah, absolutely. Having been to the block parties, there's a ton that he does. He does more than all of us put together.
Yeah. David does, when he does something, he doesn't stop. He's been a rock on many different events.
A rock of the Teletext community.
Yeah, and Digitizer as well, and the Digitizer community. Without David there, I think a lot of things that happened for, especially found footage, wouldn't have happened.
Oh yeah. So we've got him to thank for a lot of things, really. He's been an ever-present at the block parties as well, so...
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful. Nikki is here.
Hi, Nikki.
Nikki Heald. And she says, hello there. She is listening, or they are listening and watching. Hi!
Alistair as well.
Yes. ZX Guesser, Alistair, the inventor of a certain teletext editor, is here to see how we get on. Not using his editor. He's here to berate us and say, come on, use the ZXNet editor. editor.zxnet.co.uk, I think. Use that instead.
Who would have thought there'd have been so many teletext editors available now? It's crazy.
Yeah, I was just talking...
In the 21st century, we can now use multiple editors. It's mad.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody this week about how in about 2007, we only had one free editor, the ZebraText editor, and it didn't work on a lot of computers. But then I think Simon Rawls did come along and created the EditTF online editor and started the floodgates, basically. Oh wait, was WXTED before then by Peter Kwan. Anyway, so all these people came along and made these wonderful editors, and now we have 1 million of them. And the one that... Go on.
I was going to say, it's so good. And there's so many people it's open to now. I mean, I've seen the work that Nikki's done. It's amazing. Everyone's doing teletext work. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good to see people are jumping on the teletext ship before it sinks.
But it'll never leave us. Seriously,
yeah. Everybody, every time I see a new piece of teletext artwork, it's great because everybody who comes to the teletext scene, to the teletext art scene, tries it out for themselves, has their own style. And it's just completely refreshing to see. Even if they're complete beginners, they have their own recognizable style. And it's got to the point now where if you posted somebody's teletext art, there's a 75% chance that I could guess who did it.
That'll be another challenge one day. I think we'll have to do that for you.
Yeah, but that's more the fact that I'm a complete nerd, really.
Well, you've kept this alive, so I think you're more than that. I think we owe you a lot. We owe you a lot, Dan.
Oh,
you and Carl.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, Carl, absolutely. He is instrumental in... He sort of egged me along with it, encouraged me, because... If I may just go off on a tangent, in those earlier days when I was getting into teletext art, I could have easily veered off into other types of art. But it was Carl that roped me in and said, do more art, do more of it. And so he's...
kept it alive.
Yeah, he has played his role.
Oh, well done, Carl.
Yeah, cheers, Carl. I don't know if Carl is listening to us tonight. maybe a little bit later on we can jump on the Discord voice chat and have a bit of a party chat, and maybe Carl can join us. But for now, it's the Ugly Two, well, Ugly One basically, and Horsenburger. I think I saved myself there. Yeah. So if anybody has any, go on.
No, so definitely stick with the Ugly One for me. That's it. Especially at the moment. That's the trouble with being off for all this time. I have lost complete respect for my physical appearance at the moment. I've fallen apart completely.
Well, that's okay. That's okay, because nobody will see you because you're in the house all day.
Yes,
it's like
that makes me happy.
It's like me with my lockdown haircut. I'm glad nobody can see it. So, are we going to get started? Ladies and gentlemen out there in the chat, do you want to suggest something for us to draw? And we'll each have our own interpretation. Steve, I can message you the page that you're going to be editing on.
I've got it. I've got to it. So this.
Did I already send it to you?
No. I used what little intelligence I have to find
it. What does it say on your screen?
It says page 101, page blanked, ready for art.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I didn't even send you the link. Wow.
Hey, I'm in IT, you know.
Wow, Steve is a hacker. Steve is probably hacked into my webcam as we're speaking.
I wouldn't possibly do that.
Well, you wouldn't, but you could, couldn't you?
No. Do you know what? It's funny at work. Sometimes we have to access or every time we have to access clients' computers for part of the job, and often I'll say, great, I can see you now, meaning I can see the computer, and then I just hear panic, scrambling, and them trying to just dash to get clothes on. The amount of times when I'd be working at home, it's so funny. It's what I enjoy doing. Yeah. Then I explain to them, no, I can see your computer, not you. It's okay.
I always say this, that when you look at my website, it looks all professional, like I'm this big shot internet artist. But then you have to remember that most of the time I'm working from home in my underpants, and the illusion is completely ruined.
That should actually be your profile picture.
Me in my underpants.
That's it, yeah, on your computer, yeah. It looked like Monty Python, you know, what's his name, playing his keyboard.
Have you seen people... Sorry.
I can just visualize you now. Just that's it. It's really sorry, Dan. Now all I'm going to do when I talk to you is think of you in your underpants on the computer.
Yeah. With that in mind,
first picture.
With somebody in their underpants.
Dan in his underpants working on his computer. No, I'm only joking. No, we don't want to do that. Sorry, Dan.
Are you sure? Because we could do somebody. We can do Martin Clunes in his underpants.
Oh, that was awful one. Yeah, I've deleted that one.
Oh, really? It's still on Teletext, though, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. That's the trouble with something goes on the internet. It's always there now.
It's there forever.
I've learned my lesson. Yeah.
Right. So, guys, let me know if we're streaming smoothly. Actually, there's no way to know at the moment. How's the audio coming through? Once we get streaming, let us know if we have any issues, because this is a test stream, and occasionally I get the caution symbol for encoding overloaded. So hopefully everything's okay.
It's all those high-spec graphics we're using.
Yeah. Who'd have thought it, eh? Teletext.
Teletext. Crashing your computer.
And that's exactly what's going on here. Right, so Nathan Dane asks more mixing stuff, but I think he's talking to Alistair. I don't think that's a suggestion for us to draw. So let's pick something for us to draw. What's something sort of generic that we can... a wide-ranging subject that we could put our own spin on. Oh, right, David says, draw each other working from home. N. Hanox says, I remember Text and discovering that it didn't work on 64-bit machines. I hadn't really thought about it being 16-bit until then.
Oh.
So draw each other working from home. That would be fun. What do you think?
Yeah, okay, as long as we promise not to get upset or offended in any way.
No, I won't. There's no way you can offend me.
Okay. Right, we might as well give that a try then.
Okay.
And I just wish I could see the codes on this one. This is just...
Are you on page 101 then?
101, yes, I'm on page 101.
Right. So apparently you haven't started editing yet?
Nope, not yet.
Right, good. So I'm gonna wait until you start for me to start.
Okay, right. Okay, I'm starting. There we go. Let's put some blocks in. There we go.
David apologizes for the suggestion, but we're doing it now.
David, you should be sorry. You really should.
Should be really sorry.
We'll make him sorry. By the time we finish this, he'll be sorry.
Right. Let's see. Hello? Oh, I don't know what happened there. We can't hear Steve. Ah, he's back.
Okay, I'm just going to move. Let me just check that. Okay. Right, I'm just moving my position now, so I'm closer to everything.
Right. We can see that you've started now. Right, excellent. We are running.
So how long do we have? 10 minutes? 20 minutes?
I don't think there is a limit. What do you say? I think it would be a bit too much to place a limit on how long that we have. Wouldn't it be funny if both our images are very similar?
Well, I'm not looking at yours. I'm actually...
Yeah, I'll try not to look.
Yeah, I've blanked. I've gone over the YouTube, actually. I'm going to... Just so I can't see your screen, because that's a bit cheating.
Yeah, I won't look at yours. But I will accidentally look at yours when I'm sort of testing and checking that we're still going.
The question is, will that make good viewing? This is it. We've got 7 viewing now, I think, but I think we'll probably end up with less by the time we finish this.
Okay, I've got...
But then we've got some amazing people on there, so maybe they'll just stay.
I'm already going to change mine. And Hanok says, Teletext speedrunning, glitches allowed. Yeah. I am actually a big fan of the online races that people do. In fact, I am slightly addicted to them. I've become even more addicted since the lockdown began.
So this is, you're talking about just speed runs of games?
Yeah, but races against each other.
Okay. And how are you coping with lockdown? Because you're usually out and about and very active in what you do, aren't you, normally?
Yeah, usually. Oh.
So how are you coping?
Oh, apparently the stream's blinking out. Hopefully that will stop. Let us know if it does. But yeah, I'm doing okay these days. Certainly a lot better. Yeah. And ready for these streams that we have in the BLOCKDOWN party. Oh, the clickety-click. Somebody mentioned it. Oh yeah.
That, unfortunately. Just
Nikki,
move my keyboard further away.
Nikki said, the clickety-click of the keyboard. So, how are you all this evening? I'm glad you could join us in the chat, and indeed in Discord. Oh, Chell Logan is here. He says glitch. Yes. Hopefully we're not doing too much glitching tonight, and everything is going fine. And hopefully the problems have stopped. But guess what? I've been an idiot. I need Discord to be up so I can talk to Steve, don't I? I forgot about that. I'd forget in my head if it weren't screwed on. So that's the first blooper of the night. However, we'll get him back. We can still see what he's doing, but he's stopped. Hello?
Hello, yeah, can you hear me still?
Yeah, you do realise what I did there, don't you?
Which is, what do you do?
Closed down Discord when I forgot that we were using it to chat.
Yeah, that's okay. I guess that's what was.
Yeah.
I was going to say, did you last year? Was there an art text? Summer art.
No, it didn't happen. I don't think last year. No. In the end, but we're hoping
See, I
that.
killed it, didn't I?
Oh
do
no!
it, then it dies.
No.
That's it.
I'm hoping that there'll be something this year. Maybe there will. Have you seen Torch 2020, by the way? Steve and everybody out there. Have you heard of Torch 2020? Teletext Art 2020.
I have seen it mentioned. I have.
Yes. We can hear the birds singing in the background. Wonderful. I'm jealous. This happened on the last stream when Alistair was here. I could hear the wonderful bird song in the background. And I'm stuck here with the sound of ambulances and kids screaming.
On fire and yeah. That's well, that's why I've moved to the farthest reaches of the country, just to have beaches and birdsong. That's it. Which just makes it really tricky to get to Cambridge for any event.
Meanwhile, Steve powers ahead of me on his artwork.
Yes, well, I'll give you a chance to catch up now.
No, it's okay. It's not a race. Well, even though I said at the beginning it's like games done quick and a race, it's not a race really. That was just a bit of fun.
Oh.
Right,
Teletext, eh? Pixels.
Hey! Shalogan says, watching this while making pasta, and I've got an 80s peel session of goldflesh in the background, or godflesh. You know what? I have to admit I've not used this program in a while.
I haven't used it since I last saw you.
Yeah.
It does take a bit of getting used to. It's not quite. I mean, it's great. I mean, the fact that we can all edit, we can edit on the same screen is amazing. And the fact it's all on the system, I think it's an amazing bit of technology.
Yeah. So on Saturday we've got the BLOCKDOWN party coming up. We have a few things planned already. I'm not gonna reveal everything, but hopefully we're gonna have Carlos, my co-host, on the Teletext R podcast. And I don't know about Steve. Are you gonna be available?
I am free all day for you, whatever you need.
Whoa.
I will be here.
Excellent.
Absolutely. I know I haven't really communicated before. It's like I say, work's been so busy.
Yeah.
And when I'm off the computer, I just can't. My eyes are so bad, I can't even see my phone anymore. That's why I just don't get back to you. I'm sorry. I do apologize.
No. That's fine. We understand that you're busy. These are crazy times. So everybody is probably in a hectic situation right now. So we understand.
I look at my neighbours out there doing their lawn, they're not getting paid, and I'm really jealous. The gardens look fantastic because they've got nothing else to do.
Well, my garden's a mess. I pay a dude 20 quid to come and mow the lawn every now and again.
Our garden's very hard to access for gardeners because they have to come through the house and go down 2 flights of stairs to get to the garden. And it doesn't make it easy to get gardeners in with their equipment.
Yeah, so we hope everybody's garden is faring well at this time. You know, one thing that we could do if they allowed us out would be to go on a garden tour. Just drive up and down the garden. I mean, not the garden, the town, and look at everybody's garden. Or you could drive up and down the garden, I guess, if you live in a mansion.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We should arrange garden tours.
Yeah.
Self-isolated garden tours. Yeah.
Do it on YouTube. Abandon the block party and just
garden party.
Garden tours, yeah. That would be fun.
Well, I hope I've got your nipple size right. I mean, there's only one size fits. But,
and I can carry on with my wonderful artwork now. Woohoo!
Trying to work it. Oh, yeah. Yellow. I haven't done a yellow yet. I must fill it with yellow now.
Now, come on, Faramond, you're falling behind. Falling behind the class.
Yeah, and you're going to use this, streaming thing as an excuse, aren't you? That's...
yeah.
Oh, now my least favourite thing in the world is backgrounds with teletext. I'm going to try to do some background.
Maybe you don't need to do it.
I want to have a seamless transition, white to the yellow.
Right.
And I don't know if I should even try it. That's why I never use backgrounds. I've been doing this for years, and I still can't get backgrounds working.
Well, I concur. Yeah, it's always a problem, isn't it? Exactly what to put in the background. You're done.
No,
you're done, but you're not quite done. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean, when you try to... No, I don't use background colors. I always have a black background and just put the color over it. I never do. I'm looking here at I think I can see on my wall of teletext art. We have a wall of teletext art, which is really sad. I've got one, maybe two out of 1,500 I've got on the wall, which actually use a colored background in the design.
Really?
Yeah, it's great if it's just one color background, but when you want it to go from, for example, red background to a black background and have yellow, I'm just not that good.
Oh, come on. Come on now. You're one of the masters of teletext art. You can't say something like that.
I just can't do the backgrounds. A background color usage is just awful.
His one weakness.
Yeah. Well, if you look at what I've got there now, you'll see what I mean.
ZX Gasser says, Steve is stretching the YouTube terms of service. I presume with your picture.
Well, you know what? After that picture of Richard Branson I did a couple of days ago, that's probably the furthest I pushed it. Did you see the Richard Branson picture, Dan?
Did you do that today?
No, about 2 days ago, after he wanted all the money for his airline. I did a picture of Richard Branson, and I know John was a bit shocked by it.
Oh no, he's not naked, is he?
Oh no, it's worse than that.
Oh good. Because we couldn't have nudity on this stream, or indeed in the teletext art community. He says, as he plans the sexy girls, the chatline girls stream.
Right, I'm just gonna cheat with that. That's what I'm gonna do with that. All right.
I think we've cracked it, Steve. We've not had any warning messages.
Excellent.
So we can shut up about that now. Yay!
Yeah, I think with teletext, we don't need more than 3 frames a second.
Yeah.
I think you could probably even make it less than that if you could make it less than that.
I can make it 1 frame a second.
Yeah, it wouldn't make any difference, would it really?
Yeah, I don't know why I chose 3 and not 2. It's weird. So, what sort of teletext stuff have you been getting up to lately, Steve?
Again, I've just been I've run out of ideas. I honestly, You know, I like to do teletext stuff that can appeal to not just UK audiences.
Okay.
But it's sometimes really difficult because you know, we've got a lot of people who look at this stuff from all over. But otherwise, I just keep instructing. I was going to do the Tiger King yesterday and decided that was just bad taste. So I decided to do a tiger.
All right.
So I was doing a tiger, and then I realised that I'd actually done a tiger already.
That's
that was
okay.
a couple of days after I did something else, and I realised I'd done that a couple of days. Done that a year before. I keep going. I think I've done 4 pictures of Michael Jackson's Thriller. Him as a zombie, just because I forget. Oh yeah, let me do a picture of this, as it's really cool. And then I realise I've already done this twice before now. So.
Well, I keep doing Arnold Schwarzenegger artwork, but it's a conscious decision.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything. I would expect that. When you do the impersonation so well, you got to do the artwork to go with it.
So well, indeed. The impersonations that destroy my voice. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm referring to here is one of the block parties when I spent a whole night doing Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions and couldn't speak the next day. That's a real thing that happened.
It just shows you're suffering for your art. And your art being impersonations, obviously.
Yeah. Poor impersonations.
Between you and Carlos, it's great. You two get together. It is just every catchphrase in every Austrian accent. It's great. Right, what is... Come on, now move.
Have you seen Arnold Schwarzenegger's videos that he's been doing of his back garden with his ponies?
Yeah, he's really suffering, isn't he, during the lockdown?
Yeah.
He's struggling. I think he may have lost it completely. Wasn't he? I'm sure there was something to do with... Was he smoking with one? I can't remember. Was he loud? I don't know. He was smoking with an animal close to him.
Yeah, he
was having a big cigar. It was definitely with one of his ponies, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he's always smoking cigars. Animal abuse.
Yeah, those poor ponies.
He has a tank, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He posted a video of himself crushing things with it. Which is amazing.
Yeah, he's a character. Absolute character.
Let's have a look at chat.
These crazy people like that around, you know?
N. Hannock says 3 frames per second seems to be working well, but shh, don't tell YouTube I said that. And then he says there's a crack I'm seeing, but that's not probably what you meant by we'd cracked it. I don't know what you could possibly mean there. Oh, excellent. So Nikki is showing some love for the ZXNet editor, which I must say is a fantastic editor.
It is. It really is.
Which is why we're not using it tonight.
I do tend to use ZX and EditTF. They do often swap between the two because both have got really good features. So but EditTF is still I just got so used to it. But I do like the other editor is really good, especially for exporting when you need to do that. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. How much more detail do I need?
ZXNet has a wealth of options to help you in your teletext editing and also your TFX endeavors. I'm sure everybody's heard of TFX, but if there are any newcomers, it's a wonderful system made by Peter Kwan that allows you to view teletext on a Raspberry Pi. And you can get that set up within about an hour. It's very simple. And you can try it out for yourself.
And it is the truest experience of teletext you can have. The transparencies and the enlargements of half the screen and everything works in it. It's amazing. And then to have it all on your TV is still, because all the remote controls still have all the options. My latest 4K still has a teletext button on it.
Yes. Most TVs made in Europe have teletext functions. So the question is, why aren't we bringing it back? For the lockdown, it would be very useful.
I still speak to people whose parents would love it. You know, for example, there was a colleague whose grandmother's suffering from dementia.
Oh yeah.
And she can't handle any new technologies, but she still talks about teletext, and she would love to CFAX. You know, there's a technology she could do that, but she can't do the red button.
Right.
You know, she can't do browsing with the internet. But that was perfect for her now. It's just such a shame. There's a huge audience that could benefit now.
Yeah. Maybe it's more to do with familiarity and getting to know teletext over the years.
But also a lot of places, I mean, especially here where I live now, where there's very little internet broadband signal at all. Oh yeah. Very little data. So you stick something like, you know, a 3-bit system on that goes through a TV screen. You don't have to rely on it, and it just does them so well.
Yeah, that's the point. Actually, going back to something I mentioned earlier, which is vaguely related, I started to talk about TART 2020, the Teletext Art Festival that's going on currently in Finland, and that's been extended for another month until the 25th of May. So you don't have to live in Finland to see that. You can view it online at yle.fi, I think is the address. Page 820, I believe. And you can go and see the artworks of Raquel Myers and Catherine Gunter and some of my stuff as well. But you have Van Ingen's I really like, which is, it says, before using the teletext, you must agree to the terms and conditions. Which I thought was cool.
Definitely have a look at that.
But yeah, it's great that it's come back. It's extended, I should say. And on that point, the next, well, I think the next but one episode of the Teletext R podcast will be related to TART 2020. I'll say no more. I don't want to give anything away, but we do have something in the can ready to go at the end of the month for the Teletext R podcast. That's available on iTunes, incidentally. You can find out more information at teletextart.co.uk. I don't usually do plugs, but I thought...
No, you don't. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
It deserves a good plug. So let's say Teletext Our Podcast. It's pretty much that one and I think Cheap Show, the only two podcasts.
Yeah, the only two podcasts you listen to.
Yep. I'm not really a podcast fan, but I just don't have the time.
Yeah. Well, I used to listen. Oh, really?
Too lazy.
I guess
listen to a podcast.
I guess it depends what type of job you have, because if you have a job that requires speaking all day, then I guess it's difficult to listen to podcasts. But I'm lucky and I can listen to stuff in the background while I'm working on stuff.
Working from home, I can do that, which is great. But the worst thing is I've just had BBC News on in the background, and that's depressing enough.
No, don't watch that. N. Hannock says, wasn't teletext the fastest way to get info on, for example, a famous world event where bad stuff happened? That should give it some status in a world emergency like this one. None of this streaming video providers being forced to downgrade streaming lock. Silly fragile internet. Yeah, silly fragile internet that can't handle the teletext stream. Has to be at 3 frames per second. No, that's my computer, isn't it?
No, I blame YouTube.
I thought you were going to say I blame you then.
You. It's you.
I blame you. It's your fault. Which would be a valid
Yeah, it'd be a bit
opinion.
harsh though, wouldn't it? A bit harsh. Like all this effort. So bloody dad, that's you. It's all you. God.
It depends which way you look at it, really.
What colour's your wallpaper? Accurate as possible.
Light green.
Green. Oh man, another green.
That's not really a good background colour, is it?
Make it magenta.
Magenta, the classic.
I'll just leave it black. There you go. Well, it's not distracted from the main subject.
Well, what is the main subject today?
What are we supposed to be doing again?
I don't know.
It's our wildest fantasies. That's what we're supposed to be doing. There you go. And that's just disturbing.
Well, speak for yourself. Whoops. I think I accidentally caught the caps lock button. Yeah. As happens with this. So I've made about maybe 5 or 6 artworks so far with WXTED. Wait, no, this is... Let's get this right. The program that you're seeing us use right now is called Mutley. And that is available online. WTF facts lookup, I think it's xenox.co.uk. And anybody can edit. It's this really cool thing that was launched at the Block Party in 2018 in Wigan.
Yeah.
And we can all, well, you're seeing it right now, we can work collaboratively on artworks, but maybe we'll have time to do that in a bit. Maybe not at this rate, considering what happened with the stream. But at least we've got the tech issues ironed out for Saturday.
I think as long as you lower the frame rate, and that should be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm watching here on trying to watch it catch up on YouTube, and there is a few seconds delay.
Oh, is there really?
It's no worse. It's no worse than it was before. It's just, I think even with 3 seconds, it's still going to.
Right. I think there always is a delay on YouTube streaming, so
that's sort of, we can beep out the libelous comments that you're going to make.
We can edit them live. We do have an editor, ladies and gentlemen. A producer in the background. We can hear the wonderful clacky keyboard.
It's lovely. It all lights up as well. So I've got all my teletext keys lit up. So just for no reason at all, I just got it. So every key I use for teletext are the only keyboard.
Right. Well,
but it's a gimmick, and I got bored one day and I thought, let me just set this up. So when I do teletext, it just lights up, highlights the keys I'm going to use.
I think that's a cool idea.
That along my wall of teletext just shows how sad I am.
It's good for editing teletext in the dark. It does have a practical use.
It does. Right, I think I'm finished for now, so I'm just going to let you catch up.
Okay.
So.
Maybe you could start another one. Oh, don't like that suggestion.
I'm just admiring this one first. It's almost like a portrait. Then again, I haven't seen you for a couple of years, so it may not be.
Yeah, I've cut my hair short again, so.
Okay, he's got short hair as well, so.
All right. That's more to do with the BLOCKDOWN. Because otherwise I would have a mullet.
Oh, you go Lion King on us. Oh, Tiger King, sorry.
I have started watching the Tiger King, actually.
It is so disturbing. And after I heard all the facts afterwards, so much so I can't even. I told my wife, and she was like, "I wish you never told me that."
Well, it's disturbing enough already, and I guess I've not got to the really bad stuff.
Well, the weird thing is, there's a guy in it who he owns wild animals. He was a convicted murderer of a federal agent, and he was the nicest person in it.
Yeah. I don't think we've got that far. Did you watch it all?
I've watched the whole thing.
Have you? Is Louis Theroux in it?
Oh.
No,
but it's definitely the kind of thing he would have done. That's what it's lacking. It is lacking a bit of Therouxism.
He did actually interview the Tiger King, because I was watching that on BBC iPlayer last year.
Oh yeah, there was another documentary. So there was a that came out.
Yeah.
So this is the second time around he's had. I mean, the great thing is you watch something and actually realise how normal you are.
You do keep occasionally dropping out on the audio.
Okay.
But I don't know if there's much we can do about it.
It's like my keys. I can't use them. Do you do the same? Does yours? Do you have to exit out and go back in again? Do you lose editing?
What for?
On Muttley, does it lose connection every so often, and you just have to exit out, come back in?
No, it's been fine.
Okay.
So I'm lucky, really. It might be our internet connection out there in the sticks. So we have a comment from N. Hannux who says, just to clarify, this was a reference to YouTube and Netflix downgrading streaming when this human malware thing kicked off, because people were using too much internet, not a reference to this stream's teething problems with regards to silly fragile internet, sorry. And he says, caught the caps lock button. If it's trying to run away, you'll probably be needing to clean your keyboard. Hey! Brilliant. That is a joke worthy of the Teletext R podcast. Truly.
It is. That is. I like that one. That's good. Okay, right. That's it.
Are you done?
I'm done. I'm just going to... It goes bad. Oh, it's just as bad.
I'm maybe about halfway finished. You're much quicker at this than I am. Oh, Steve's doing some hacking currently. His expert hacking skills are being put to the test. But yeah, it would be cool to see Teletext just make a return to help us all in these times. I've been told by friend of the show, Wayne Dearden, that apparently they're bringing back BBC Bite Size on the red button for kids to learn stuff.
Apparently they've created the entire curriculum over the last weeks to go online. The BBC have produced it for every child, for every curriculum.
Oh, I see.
Quite amazing what they've actually produced for it.
So the internet and Teletext are taking over. Yes, it's the return of Teletext.
It never went away. Come on now. Let's be honest, it was always here.
It was just sleeping.
Yeah. Sleeping giant.
I've gone quiet because I'm concentrating on my picture. And it takes some fine sixel twiddling, I must say.
I'm reading the instructions now for Muttley, see if I can work out anything new. What's it got? Let's see. Nah, I don't want to toggle my grid.
Let's see. Let's have a look at the chat.
But we do need to get Mr. Biffo in to do this.
Oh yeah, maybe we can coax him in. But ZX Gasser is commenting on something I said earlier about my voice going. He says he remembers it well in Cambridge. I could barely speak that evening at the pub. Collie UK is here! Hey, he's one of my all-time heroes, by the way, Collie UK. A legend in the retro video gaming community on YouTube. Might I say an old-timer now, along with me, from the olden days, the glory days of YouTube gaming. But he says, "Evening, you crazy Teletext folk. Has anybody seen Turn of the Worm recently? He's been very quiet of late." A poorly worm? He's probably turned to alcohol since being out of work.
Oh, yeah, he's not going to be very well at this. I could add a little yellow Turn of the Worm in this picture.
Would it be relevant? Maybe it would. If you're drawing what I think you're drawing.
No, I'm not going to draw it. No.
So you say you use the ZXNet editor and editor edits TF the most. Which of those is your favorite? Go on, you have to pick one. Alistair, the creator of ZXNet, is here.
Then is there? Edit,
no favorites.
Stick with on the whole edit TF is because it's more like the editor I used back in the day. Okay. So it still feels it was really simple. I don't know, it has the look and feel. I think also because I used it first, I sort of just got stuck in using it. I haven't really. But I do occasionally jump into the other one. I mean, Alistair's editor is fantastic, and I do use it as well. But for some reason, I'm just quicker on Edit TF. I don't know why. It might just be psychological. I might just need to practice a bit more. I'm sure it is just down to the fact I haven't practiced enough on it.
They have the same key commands, etc. So
yeah,
if
but it's just little. It's just little looks and feel of it. It just there's so much more in it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And I never really did any other colours apart from the standard 6. Obviously, we don't include black and white as a colour. But as soon as you start saying we can change colours, it's like it's not teletext. I never did that. That's modern technology. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So at least on Edit TF, I avoid the temptation to do anything more than just the standard teletext commands I used to use.
Sacrilege using extra colours, isn't it? But
yeah, I've got Photoshop for that.
Well, surely you've tried adding orange to an image.
No, I've mentioned the word orange, and I've done orange things in different colours. But no, orange, man. Orange, yes. We do need orange back. Oh, maybe we should just do it and just take out magenta and put orange in, because I hate magenta.
Really? Why?
I don't know. The colour, I just have a thing against it. It's just, I look at the colour and it's like, that is just nasty. It's pretty. I'm looking again at my wall of Teletext magenta.
You've not used magenta in your wall of teletext, did you say?
It's the least used color.
Ah, right.
It's got to be 5% of pictures have got magenta in.
I see.
And
Well,
that's only when you've got something like Piglet or Bagpuss, which has to be that color.
I quite like magenta. I should use it more, but it's a really 80s looking color, I think. So for 80s related things, it would be perfect.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah, very 80s.
Neon. So.
Oh yeah, I've just seen Golly UK's message about my infamous T-shirt he's got. Still, thank you so much for being the only person to have bought that. It's only one person bought the T-shirt. The one I'm not going to mention his name, but just try to sue everybody who's ever done anything retro game wise, and he's still trying to sue everybody who does anything retro game wise. It's disgusting because he doesn't own any of these IPs. And he saw that I did a little tiny. There was a little Manic Mine, 10,000 quid for it, just from one T-shirt, which I had a copy, and Cody Case had a copy. He had one. That was it. There was 2 shirts, and he wanted £10,000, and he's still doing it. He's still trying to basically extort money out of people. It's terrible situation.
Yeah.
Even to go as far as trying to claim Teletext picture. I did. It's not like it's terrible. It's I think there's just so much going on at the moment, and I mean I'm really pleased. I mean everything I've done, every single picture apart from this one, is breaching somebody's copyright, and nobody sued me apart from this guy.
Right. If it's any consolation, when I was doing stuff for Ardtext, I don't know if they said the same thing to you, but they said you can digitize photographs, that's fine, because we're a news organization and we're allowed to show this stuff, I think, from what I remember. Actually, we've had tons of comments, but David Walford asks, who is the actual IP owner of Manic Miner?
He has bought a lot of IPs for a lot of products. So, I mean, he owns a lot of them. So, again, it's that thing. Again, I don't know if I agree with it where people just buy up, property, intellectual properties. They buy it up, it comes available, they just buy it. And then they can charge whatever they want. He owns a lot of, everything from Horus, which, of course, caused its own issues as well recently. Pretty much everything you can think of, he owns. He just wants to. I don't know what he wants to do, to tell you the truth, but he just keeps buying these things up. The games don't get remade, and he just owns the rights to them.
Did we establish that he actually does own the rights?
Yes, there's a number of different rights for different things, and he owns certain ones, publishing pictures and shirts, that sort of thing, and also for the game, but he doesn't own other rights. So it's so complicated when you look at it, because there's certain rights people can own for certain things in certain places. It's obviously just a way of people making a lot of money from these things.
Or trying to make a lot of money.
Trying to make a lot of money, yeah. But that's that other person, we won't mention his name. He is infamous for not paying people for use of their IPs. He'll stick their software on various games machines and not pay them. So I think this is the reason why he's still trying to sue everybody, because there's so many lawsuits going on for him to pay them what he owes them.
Right.
But that's games. We shouldn't talk about that.
Oh, yeah. This isn't a games channel. Yeah. I sometimes forget that.
But yeah, so basically this certain person chose to sue everybody, and if anybody knows anyone who's got a threatening to sue him, tell them not to pay, because it's just, he doesn't own it. It's just threatening people, just trying to scare them. I've got a couple of dozen people on my I've got a Discord group for the victims, and there's more all the time. People are contacting me all the time about it. It's disgusting behaviour.
It's a dangerous world out there.
Yeah. And don't fall for the threats. People will threaten you, but don't believe them all. And that's the trouble. People get so scared, they just jump, oh, I'll pay him.
Copyright is a complicated thing, really. Because, like you say, most pictures online are copyrighted, and
but yeah, it's really complicated. But certain people will say, no, the copyright it's Paul Andrews who owns the copyright. That's what I meant to say. Paul Andrews, when I spoke to him about it, he was saying he would sue somebody for copyright. He would sort of ask them to cease and desist because it wouldn't be financially worth it to sue anybody.
Yeah.
Unless you're making a fortune from it. There's just no point.
Suing people that don't have any money in the first place.
Yeah.
Sounds a
especially for teletext, for God's sake.
Bit draconian.
Does a bit. Right, but I'll stop talking about that. I want to see.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people talking in the chat. ZX Guesser says, orange! Wonderful orange. Yeah, ZX Guesser says, gonna be a short video. But he also says, Steve, he can do you an editor shortcut with orange instead of magenta, easily.
Go on then. Go on,
yeah.
I'll be using the editor. I will do that. What are the features? What features in the editors would you have always liked to have seen? With editing teletext. Is there something that's missing that you had always wanted?
Well, not that I always wanted, but something that makes it a little bit more convenient is complicated drawing tools, but I don't think that would be possible. The ability to draw circles and squares and things like that would speed things up. It's not necessary, but it would help.
I remember they did. I'm sure it was with teletext we got that added. And that was towards the end. You could draw circles and squares and rectangles. You basically plotted the space for it, and then it would fill it in a square, a circle, perfect circle. Whatever shape you wanted. So there was something with it. It did. I remember using it once or twice. The only other thing, the thing I would like to see is just a quick change command block color code button. So I could say, okay, I want to change all the yellow now to red.
Oh, right. Like a find and replace.
Yeah, like a find and search and replace, that kind of thing.
Yeah. You can actually do that in Flare.
I bet you can. How much do you say it cost?
Oh, thousands. I don't think you can buy the actual program itself. You have to buy the whole package. The reason I've got a copy is because I did some work for some companies that used Flare in the past, and they gave me a copy.
Okay.
So I can make art for them.
That's pretty good. The software, I think it was WinSprite, I used to use at home. And it used to have the dongle plugged in the back. It was like a good dongle. And I think it's a couple of $1,000 for that, I think it was. So the software was available, but the dongle cost a couple of $1,000. Yeah. And that's what made it so expensive.
Oh, right. Yeah, so I don't know.
But without that, you couldn't do anything.
I've just messed up there. Yeah, there is a dongle software thingy with Softel, but I think people aren't using Softel anymore. They have stopped support for it, so people are migrating away from it. The actual teletext people, broadcasters.
Okay. Is that because of cost and maintaining it?
It's sort of, yeah, it's not security issues, because it's no longer supported. Something like that, anyway.
Yeah. Nikki's posted that she would like to see a function where you can actually select a region by pixel or pixel position.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely a useful one.
Yeah, I use that a lot in Flare.
Yeah, it's a good feature.
So yeah, I would like to see that.
At the moment, it's just a case of just tabbing everything, tabbing or backspacing to get it all back again. If you put it in the wrong place.
I don't know if you can tab stuff in this editor that we've been using tonight.
Yeah, I think I've done it by accident already.
Oh, right.
With my sausage fingers.
I think I've drawn you with sausage fingers.
Yeah. I've got one pixel here, one block of pixels. I cannot do anything on it.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Really weird.
It's a bug in this program. Okay. We should report it. Actually, I've probably reported it in the past too. Peter, the wonderful creator of this editor, can I just say this is a wonderful piece of software?
Oh, it is. The man's a genius. Makes me sick. This is what I again find absolutely fascinating with the people who are involved in this. Just some of the cleverest people on the planet, and they spend their time doing teletext. They could be, they could be sending people to alien planets, but no, they're doing teletext editors.
Oh, forget those aliens. They'll give us coronavirus or something. Yeah.
Somebody says, what if Hitler had used that talent for good? What if these teletext designers actually did something productive? Are these that software? Yeah.
So you're saying what would happen if... No, let's not go into that.
If we use that great power for good things. Like,
do you know about Godwin's law? Sorry, go on.
No, so I'm just doing your belly.
Increasing the size of it.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just because I'm fiddling now.
Yeah.
So I do apologise. There you go, belly button.
Should I abandon my picture and we'll start a new one together? Just a quick piece.
Why not? Why not? My dinner's on the table, so why not?
Your dinner's on the table?
It smells good as well, but I'm not going to eat it just yet.
Oh no! How much longer do you have then? Do you want to?
No, let's carry on. No, it's okay. Microwaves. This is the 21st century.
Oh no! Are you sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, have you looked at my artwork yet? Yes.
I've just looked at them.
I don't know if you can tell, but those are supposed to be your cans all around you.
Okay, I can tell that, but I was just wondering, is that 3 or 4 chins? How many rolls of chin fat have you given me?
Oh, that's supposed to be your neck.
Oh yeah, it's just like it. The rolls of fat.
No.
That's awesome.
I can edit that out.
No, leave it. It's perfect. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, how did you know?
Even the nose.
Yeah. Oh man, yes. Yes.
I thought that was the first thing you were gonna point out.
I love your style. I really do. I love your style. It's so unique. What you were saying earlier about guessing people's styles, it's so true. It's like there's such styles. It's so easy to tell. It's fantastic.
Well, I think mine needs a bit of work yet, but I'll come back to it because we've been going 90 minutes on this. So.
And what do you think of your one?
Of my one?
The one I've done of you.
Why? Am I wearing white pants, or have I been sunbathing?
Yes, your tan line. It's a tan line.
My shorts on, yes.
It's a tan line. It's there's
on the screen on the. I love the old computer, by the way.
Yeah, you're definitely not going to have a modern one, are you? After what we've seen today.
Are those what I think they are on the screen?
It could well be.
Going back to what you were talking about earlier with nipples.
With your favourite bits.
Oh dear.
Okay, so should we work together on one? Should we see how that works?
Yeah.
What page do you want to do for that one?
Shall we go to 103? The problem is, I've not made up a template for that, so both screens are going to have to show 103.
Cool, we can do that.
So let's
Right.
load that up now. If indeed
we can.
If
What's
indeed
up in the screen?
WTFX works. Oh, here we go. Right, we have to create page 103 first, of course.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nikki says, "This is productive. It brings joy."
You know, it is fun to work again. We get Nikki on one of these as well soon. Oh, that'd be Saturday. You can be in there, Nikki. You're gonna join in.
Have you created the page, Steve? Or should I do it?
I'll let you do it because you know what you're doing.
Do I? Do I
Yeah,
really?
this is only the first time I've used this since the last block party where we did that. Everybody playing on the same screen.
Well, oh yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? What did we make? We made
There was all sorts of things.
Skulls and things. Yeah.
Yeah, those trains. Remember those trains on there? Then somebody changed the trains into genitals. It was that's the trouble.
I tried to keep the video of it children friendly, but failed to do so. Let's see here. Have to load everything up again. I'll be back in 1 sec.
And I'm just going to check on my dinner. I'll be right back. Filthy train.
Hello, hello. The yak.
Hello there.
Oh, you're back. The horse and the yak are back in the room. So first, we have to clear this page. And that's maybe a function that I would like for this editor. Something that makes clearing the page a little bit easier. Now, in a bit, you might see Mr. Horsley jump onto the very same artwork that I'm editing. Now, we've got 2 pages up on screen currently, showing the same thing. But that's because, as I said, I didn't prepare something with 1 screen. So let's see if we can do some on-the-fly editing with this. It's no longer a showdown.
Right, let me just get this back.
Player 1, player 2, remove. So the main focus now is this screen. Ah. So we're now both on the same page. Hopefully. Oh, we were. But now I've lost my cursor. Oh, it's back.
Yep, there we go. We're on the same page. Wow, this is so cool. This thing is brilliant.
Yeah, I wonder how many people you could have using this simultaneously.
We had quite a few last time, didn't we? But that was all local. That was all in the same What's that online then?
Yeah, somewhere in the same room and somewhere online.
Hmm.
Around the world. You know, maybe what we should do is allow people to help us. But not yet. Just checking that we've got the...
Oh, yeah, I can see you moving. I move.
I'm just setting up the grid with pixels. Oops. ZX Guesser says, a filthy train in regards to what we did at the block party.
With a filthy tunnel, if I remember rightly.
The what,
It's
sorry?
amazing. It had a filthy tunnel as well, if I remember rightly.
Filthy choo-choo.
A filthy choo-choo with a filthy choo-choo tunnel. It's amazing. Like I say, it's amazing how quickly it sinks to a low level when you have a lot of people working. You don't know who's doing it.
Yeah. Who did what? Who did the naughty bits? Come on. I think we all did them.
Responsibility. Yeah, I think everybody's to blame.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, what do you want us to make, guys? David Walford says, group editing, flash effect portrays respective frame rates. Ooh. N. Hannock says, I was just thinking that the 3 frames per second makes it look quirky and out of sync, but I don't think anybody minds. Nikki said that adds to the charm.
And it's very charming. The amount of quirkiness in
Polydux is here. Hi, Polydux. He says,
it's an artist.
Was Digita not Biffos to begin with? Or we're not going to go down that route again. Oh, ZX Guesser says, with regards to the filthy choo-choo, Raquel was giggling like mad.
Oh, she. That's right. What else was done? We did something that. I did something. Oh, it's really bad. I can't remember. But yeah, she was almost wetting herself. Oh no, that's it. It's all
I know. I know what it was. I know what it was. It wasn't to do with the choo-choo, was it? It was something else that we were working on.
Art. It was European art. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, I think I've still got that. I think I put them on my private page on my my website for Patreon supporters, who are the only people who can look at it. And I don't think anyone's been brave enough to actually go into it yet. There's a whole collection of them.
David says Raquel was very naughty. So how is your Patreon doing at the moment, Steve?
It did really well for a while, but that's really tough at the moment. Which I don't mind. I mean, I was thinking about canning it anyway, but it's But even at the extra 30, I get £30 a month, and it's even that helps. Everything helps at the moment, so it's fantastic. But I know with, like I say, the current situation with what's happening, a lot of people are going to be unemployed. I was thinking of just closing it down for the time being. I don't want people to spend money on things they don't really have the money to spend on. But this is well appreciated for anybody.
Yeah,
and I will be printing some stuff up and sending it to those guys, because some of them have been there for a long time. Okay, so what are we doing?
I don't know. We've not had a suggestion, so we're just doing the first thing that comes to mind, I suppose.
This is what I get when I ask people, what should I do? I don't know, you may have seen it, but I only get suggestions of stuff I've done 100 of. So I just then go through my library and say, look, I've done it for you. How clever am I? Even though I'd have done it 3 weeks or a year or 2 years.
Have you done any...
Then they think I'm really quick.
Have you done anything from Metal Gear Solid?
No, I haven't. Would you like something from Metal Gear Solid?
Well, somebody was requesting it the other week.
So it's a cardboard box, isn't it? That's pretty much it.
Just a box. It's a ET, isn't it?
It was. I'm going to take it away now.
No, leave it.
Okay.
Let's just complete this and see where it goes.
Have we got a third person on here now? Is that you? Still at the top.
Is that you at the top?
Not me at the
There's
top.
a third person. There is a third person who's jumped on. Hey, hello. I think I know who that might be.
I think they're going to be. It's an aeroplane, so they're going to be dropping bombs on.
David says, "Lost footage inspired picture." Have you been watching Mr. Paul Rose's quirky and bizarre series, Mr. Bisfo's Lost Footage?
It's so unique. It is the best.
I think it's absolutely insane.
I would love to see or a continuation of the film, the finale of the original found footage from 2016, I think, 17. It ended on a cliffhanger. I just want to see what happens next.
I've not finished watching the first one, you know. I got to about episode maybe 4 and I haven't finished watching it, but I had to stop watching it. I had to stop watching it because it hurt my chest. I was laughing so much.
That's awful. I'm so sorry.
No, this is great.
Well, you should get back to it now. You should get back to it now. Definitely check out the finale. The finale was awesome. And it was great. It was great. The experience filming that in direct location was... It turned into something so different when it started off. And I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm just clicking buttons.
Yeah, me too. That's okay. What happened to E.T.? Where's he gone?
Oh, he went home.
Right. Do you want to know the peak lockdown thing that I have witnessed?
Go on then. Was...
Near the chip shop where I live was a group of kids, a gang of boys, and one of them, they were standing in a car park outside the chippy, and one of them was shaving the other one's head. A lockdown haircut.
They meet in a car park to carry a haircut.
Exactly. Oh, it's wonderful.
I guess that's the trouble, isn't it, when there's nobody out to mug? That's all we can do now is cut each other's hair for when... I was just thinking as well, the burglars must be having a terrible time. When everyone's at home. What can they do with themselves?
Have to find another way to make some money.
It would be interesting to see, though, how if the crime rate is with lockdown. I know they say domestic violence and problems at home have gone up. I just wonder if other crimes have stopped.
Yeah, maybe thefts of books from libraries. That's probably stopped. Well, welcome to our mystery editor who's finished an aeroplane, which is fantastic, actually.
They definitely know what they're doing, this whoever it is.
They are an experienced Teletext star.
Oh, he's bombing the 5G towers. They're obviously stopping by 5G. The most ridiculous thing I've ever
Bombing
heard.
the 5G towers. Chemtrails.
I mean, that 5G thing was the daftest thing I've ever heard. Considering that half the countries that have got corona wiping out massive amounts of the population don't even have 4G.
Neither do I. Luddites, it is. Teletext Luddites, that's what it is actually. Oh dear, oh dear. So this hat looks dumb. This hat that I've given him.
It's an awesome hat.
Awesome inverted commas.
That reminds me of the Spy versus Spy pictures I was doing. I was watching somebody yesterday doing a a playthrough of Spy vs. Spy on the Commodore 64, which was one of my favourite games. It was so good.
I haven't played it.
And it's actually on the C64 Mini, or put it on the C64 Mini. I can't remember, but yeah, I've got it back again. It was just like those retro memories of playing the two-player game on my own because I had nobody to play with. Oh, so good. Made me feel really lonely.
Oh, well, is it available for the Amstrad CPC?
Oh, I think it possibly was available for it. Is that what you're working on at the moment? That's what you're streaming off, yeah?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, the plane's gone.
Oh, is it? What happened? Bring it back.
Come back with a new conspiracy now. What's this going to be? Red rocket. Oh, here we go. Always the same. You start off with the public transport. Genital.
Is this... I wonder who this could be. Is it someone we've been mentioning earlier?
I think so.
Can they do as a turn of the worm?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at it. It's definitely two. We're only working in one colour here. We're working in three now.
Yeah, my artwork earlier was monochrome. But that's more because I didn't have time to colour it in, really.
Yeah.
Which comes last. I know artists would balk at that, but here, colour comes last.
Yeah, I do the same. I do everything black and white first, and then colour it in afterwards.
It's a UFO. How good's that?
Oh, excuse me. We've been saying we should do this for years. It's really nice to
actually do it. Maybe we should do it on Saturday, eh?
Do it on Saturday, yeah.
Again, don't take that out of context. Oh dear. So it's a sort of gremlin thingy.
Well, I'm trying to do Mac from Mac and Me.
Mac and Me? Is that
so long since Mac? Have you ever seen Mac and Me?
A cartoon?
No, it was a 1980s advert for McDonald's, pretending to be a film.
What about
Mac and Me? It's called. It's
Mac and Cheese.
It's a truly full film, but yeah, it was. The whole thing was basically an advert. They pretended it was a feature film. Just ripping off ET completely. And it's got the best scene of a kid in a wheelchair going off a cliff. Because that's what you would do if...
Politically correct.
Yeah. There's not enough of that these days. Again, that's not right.
Political incorrectness. I know. What happened to Digitizer, eh?
Oh, that man. He knew how to do a page. Mr. Biffo. He knew how to build a page. I'd love to see him do Teletext again. I used to be fascinated. I told you before, he just used to sit there and have a conversation, just tap away. Not even look at the screen. You'd see like a whole Turn of the Worm strip just appearing there in front of you. It was almost like it was just occurring. It was just happening. It was just... And when he was working at Labrix doing the Teletext for Labrix, just amazing what he could get from that. I know it's a different system. It had a lot more options, so you could do a lot more effects with it. But absolutely amazing what he could actually produce.
Yeah. Oh,
but he wanted to be a writer instead. Oh, dear.
My keys have ceased functioning.
Yours have?
Yeah, I think I'll just refresh though.
That's because you've done such a good picture, it knows you don't need any more.
My computer is burning from the 3 frames per second that I've got going.
You're gonna cook an egg on it soon. That's it.
Cook an egg in the garden. A fun thing to do in the lockdown.
Actually, mine stopped working now.
Oh, right.
Ah,
Maybe Peter is working on it. He's adding some functions. Yeah, I think it sometimes does that, but it's just... Let's call it a feature, not a bug.
The old Microsoft feature.
Microsoft Clippy or whatever it was called. Paperclip. Whoops.
That's roughly, I think, what Mac looked like. It was but a bit weirder. I think you've drawn me there, so that's good.
Have I?
We've got Mac and me.
My browser crashed.
Oh,
Oh
damn.
yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing to your poor computer? Must be really abused.
Yeah. Every day. So ZX Guesser says that the Microsoft clip was called Clip It.
I saw somebody drawing. It was the paperclip icon getting more and more insane over 10 different drawings today, which is quite interesting.
Have you done the paperclip in Teletext yet? Let's both do him. We should have done him for this, shouldn't we? For the next showdown.
Can I just say, look at that spaceship. Look at the background color. This is definitely an artist, a Teletext artist. And look, that green and cyan. That's awesome.
Yeah, but who is it? Who could it be?
I got a feeling it's somebody who actually writes his own editor. Unless it's somebody else.
Should we throw this open to Discord for anybody who wants to help?
I think so. I think it won't hurt.
There we go. I've put the link in Discord for anybody who wants to help out with our wonderful collaborative artwork here. And Clippy is there.
Yours disappeared. Where did yours go to?
My what?
Clippy.
I didn't do him.
Didn't you? Somebody else did then. Somebody else.
Oh, somebody else has done it.
Right, I'm gonna get this right. Let's have a look. So you've got to have enough room for the eyeballs. Eyeballs go.
Hello to the person who just typed hello.
We need everybody in on this.
It'll crash the thing again.
Let's see how long before second scene comes. Oh, the Richard Branson.
Yeah, Richard Branson, the hidden teletext talents of Richard Branson.
I'll send you the picture afterwards. I won't put it on anything published.
How do you get orange on this? Magic, my friend. Magic.
So what we got? Is it still just 3 of us? I can't work out.
Not Ashens. Not Ashens, apparently.
Not Ashens.
Maybe it could be Ashens.
Oh.
By that.
I'd say another good one. Do you know Ski?
Who, sorry?
Do you know Mensky?
Yeah, yeah.
You know he's pretty hot with Teletext graphics as well. He's very good. So he might be definitely another one to speak to and get his experiences.
Yeah, he's been.
Like I say, he used to run a Teletext server. There is a big bug on my keyboard. Oh, that is. I don't know what it is, but it wasn't a fly, and it was.
Ladies and gentlemen, if Steve goes off the air, he's been killed by the bug man.
Yeah, that's
the radioactive bug.
Oh, is it?
Hello there. Is that really you, Ashes? Yeah, Mensky was at... Was it the Digitizer thingy? One of the block parties, and he participated in Biffo's Quiz Me Do.
He did, yes.
I don't know who it was that filled in for me. Originally, I was supposed to be on the panel for that. It was supposed to be the Teletext R team, me and Carl together, but
what happened then? What?
Oh, I was knackered. I could barely stand up at that point, and then we went out and did Arnold. No, that wasn't the same thing, was it? Was that the same? Was that the same thing? Did the Arnold impressions?
Yeah.
No, it was a different time, wasn't it? That.
Yeah, I think that was the other one. On the Raquel King. I'm sure that's one. It was still at Cambridge, but that was a different one. And look, it's somebody's done what? Trapdoor. What's that? What's the name of the skull from Trapdoor? You can see that on there. That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
That's a good little skull. I like that.
I am defacing Clippy. Or Clip It.
You're giving him eyeballs. You're giving him pupils.
Yeah. ZX Gasser says, I assume it's a packet of biscuits. Not sure what that's referring to.
What is a packet of biscuits?
The prize for this competition.
Oh, a packet of biscuits. Yeah, they might be off by the time we all get together again.
Oh yeah.
They could be very soft biscuits by the time we get back together.
For the block party in Wigan, I brought along a load of block-related snacks, including orange French fancies because they were square-shaped. And orange.
Oh, they're tasty. I could do with one of them.
Believe it or not, they didn't all get eaten.
Didn't they?
No.
Were they the Halloween French fancies? Because they always do.
Yeah. Surprisingly. Oh, the person who isn't Ashens. Could it be Ashens? I wonder.
No, Ashens. He's got far better things to do with this. Unless he's making a video of the top 10 worst things he's seen on YouTube today.
Let's make his hat larger. I haven't watched Ashens' stuff for a while.
Yeah. What's the last thing I watched? No, it was definitely. And there was a lockdown, but he still had all the Easter stuff.
Oh right.
So he's got enough stuff stored for keeping him busy for months. But it was great. I mean, let's say at the digitizer block party, he was just there. He was just with his carry bag, just found a digitizer as he was going to be in it. Just turned up, and it was just such a nice guy.
Yeah, that was awesome. Awesome to speak to him. Yeah. Your family were very interested in him, weren't they?
Very, very. My son wouldn't have come if he hadn't been. My daughter, no, she came. My daughter was there.
Just to see Ashens.
Yeah, to see Ashens. Well, we didn't know Ashens was going to be there. So it was a real surprise. So I phoned my son. He had other things to do. He's only young. I said, Ashens is here. Do you want to come? Next thing I know, he's driven. He got his mum to drive him an hour, whatever it was there. And he just comes to the door, this big smile on his face. And then just, Stuart just spoke to him for ages, spoke to both of them, for just absolutely lovely. He just made them feel at home.
Yeah, he stayed around till after midnight as well, from what I remember.
Yeah.
We all went home at about 1 a.m. in the end. With Ashens.
Ashens is awesome. He's a good guy, really good guy.
Yes.
And that's the other thing I love about Teletext as well. It's the digitizer and Teletext and all those things, that they're all, on the whole, such nice people. The community behind this is amazing. I feel really privileged to be part of it, and I think I'm so much Teletext, because I think if I don't do it, I'm letting them down, letting somebody down. Because I keep getting messages, people say I really like it brightens my day up. It's like I've got to keep doing it because I enjoy doing it, and other people enjoy.
Yeah, other people seem to love Teletext art and keep bringing us back into it, don't they?
And then to see it all on, I mean, to see you're still the forefront of it. I mean, you're the name people go to when they need to know about Teletext art. It's amazing. It's I think you're going to be interviewed until, I don't know, until the sun burns out. You just can't do any more interviews. It's just and then there's always Peter on there doing, whenever they talk about the technology side of it. Peter's, even now, it's amazing to see him on TV just the other week. And it's amazing that this technology just will not go away.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see Peter on TV, there's a clip up on YouTube of his appearance on The One Show.
I was going to go to that, but we ended up a big rollout at work. I couldn't get there. Rollout of software.
All right.
Across all 7,000 customers, so we couldn't do it. I couldn't go.
Oh, what a shame.
It would have been great.
Yeah, that would have been cool if you were there as well, doing some art or television.
But instead, they just showed your art on the screen again. Your art was on the screen?
Yeah.
Your art, do you know why? Because your art is copyrighted.
Copyrighted to the people.
That's it, yeah. I can't do mine because some of your...
A bit of... Go on.
Spectrum software developer trying to sue them.
Your artwork was on there, one of your artworks of Shrek, actually. And apparently, did they have to get clearance for it or something to show it? Yeah, that's a bit of behind the scenes knowledge there.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
At some point, they weren't sure if they could show it. And I thought, oh no, Steve's artwork is not going to be shown.
Well, again, I keep breaking copyright with everything. I don't think people want to see my original. Weird.
I've just noticed that what is behind the dog here.
Yeah, I thought that was you adding that.
No, somebody else put that.
And it keeps moving as well, which is even better. It's like completely animated.
Animated poo.
It keeps changing shape. Okay, now it's settled for a shape. That's
ZX Gasser says, Mr. Kipling does make exceedingly orange blocks. He also says, I love Space Misadventurer.
Oh, cool, thank you. That's the first time I've been drawing it for 30 years. I've really enjoyed it. I tell you what, it was just because I started watching artists on YouTube. Do you know what? I want to have a go at this again.
Yeah.
And that was it. After 30 years, I started drawing again. Just hoping it's going to get better over time. There's a picture of Peter talking to... there's a nice picture of... Oh, it's from your website, I think. Maybe. Peter having a word with Angela Rippon.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's one of Tammy Lynn's pictures, probably, that I didn't... Yeah. I need to give her credit for.
That's awesome.
Sonic Ring, yes. Couldn't fit Sonics, so I have to just put Sonic.
let me get rid of.
Okay, so Nerd Jealous says, "You doing any more drawing? I'd like you to draw me a pencil with a rubber at the end that looks like the chin puppet thing, if you know what I mean. Sorta looks like a thumb with teeth." Oh, Mac's got shades as well now, I just noticed.
Thumb with teeth. I like that. I'm just teeth. That's good.
I believe it was Nerd Jealous actually that requested some Metal Gear Solid stuff.
Right there, that's all going on my list. I have to keep lists now whenever, because like I say, run out of ideas, have to make a list now. Anybody suggest something, it's on a list.
Let's see, what else can we suggest? See, what happens is, I think of things and then Steve does them first and beats me to it. So yeah, we have a bit of a friendly rivalry to see who can make the artwork first, and I've beaten Steve about twice in the history of man, just doing something. Otherwise, people just say, Simpsons did it! I mean, Steve did it first.
But the thing is, you're doing a really different way, which is great. So, and that's it, doing it in the different styles. You can do the same thing in different pictures.
Yeah.
Right. That's me, pickle.
Pickle. If people draw pickles, then they're gonna get banned. No, they aren't. You can draw pickles if you like. Draw as many as you like. In fact, I'd welcome it. Oh, this is just so fun, not having any sort of direction.
It's interesting to see what happens at the point when everyone decides they're finished. What you're going to end up with.
Is Teletext artwork ever really finished? I think someone mentioned that earlier.
Do you ever find you really have to roll back what you've done?
Sorry, say that again, please. You cut out.
Sorry, do you ever find you go too, and then you have to roll back and say, okay, I need to go back a few frames or a few hundred frames? It was I was happier before.
Yep, all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that certain editors support that, which is fortunate.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. We need to have that because it's very hard to undo, isn't it, if you can't roll back a browser? I think.
Yeah, Nerd Jealous says, the Metal Gear things I requested for Horsenburger were Donald Anderson and Kenneth Baker, which are a couple of characters, I think, from the game.
I will have a look at that now. Donald Anderson. Donald Anderson.
ZX Guesser says, that's why he implemented Control and Z.
Yeah, he's too clever for his own good, that one.
Oops.
Yeah, but sometimes it could be mild. Yeah, I could be working a good 20 minutes before I realised I should have stopped 20 minutes. Who was the other one? So I've got Donald Anderson. Who was the other person?
Kenneth Baker. Whoops.
Kenneth.
Oh no, I messed up. I messed up your image.
Kenneth Baker looks exactly what I thought a Kenneth Baker would look like. That's cool.
Looks like the real life Kenneth Baker.
He does, he does. And think that's the most random suggestions for teletext.
The peripheral characters in Metal Gear.
Yeah, that's awesome.
N. Hannock says, he said the thing about art not being finished. Is distracted, having a go himself, in a less public arena to avoid too many admissions to hospital on account of the split sides.
Oh, stop working again.
Oh, is it?
Trying to colour me a pickle, it didn't work. Right.
Oh, I've got to do a pickle as well then, I think.
What's that?
Oh, that's wonderful. The pickle. I've only just seen it. Whoops.
Oh, it's struggling. This is really struggling to do this. Are you finding it struggling too?
No, it's fine for me. I think it must,
Okay.
must be your internet now. ZX Gasser says the UFO is being flown by a green pickle.
I've actually just drawn a pickle. My last space adventure I've just done. I've done a very. I'm just going to post it on Twitter. Let me just share that. Hold a second. Just realised from halfway up it looks like a pickle. So let's just send this.
Pickles are always welcome.
Pickles are awesome. I think they're really underrated.
They're the
I've got one of those hot and spicy pickles, those crazy ones in the my cupboard. So I'm going to have that later.
Yes, they're the perfect lockdown food, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Lockdown.
I've got a massive pickle. I'll take a picture of it later.
Oh really? Are you going to send that to me? Please send it to me.
I'll send you. Yeah, I'll send you a private message of my massive pickle. There we go.
Oh, this stream was worth it just for that, I think.
Right, I'm just going to get my phone so I can...
He's literally doing it. He's taking a picture of the pickle. Now, on this picture here, we've got a guy with Clip It for a mouth. We've got Mac from Mac and Me. We've got a sort of scally kid with his dog. A UFO and a Sony ring. As it is now. Also got a smiley face in the background, which I'm just going to condense a little bit. Steve's just gone to get his pickle out for us all. That was what you just heard then.
Sorry, what was that?
Nothing! Fnox, or Nhanox, says, just no pickle juice, eh? You'll ruin the sofa. I think it's
very hard to get out.
It's too late for that, my friend. It's already happened. So guys, thank you very much for joining us tonight on this preview show for the block party, the BLOCKDOWN party on Saturday. We hope you can join us for that. But we thank you all for joining in with the artwork that I've just edited out, which is not fit for broadcast. Nevertheless, hopefully we can have more of that on Saturday, and you'll enjoy it very much. You can continue editing the artwork. It's still available for you to mess around with for as long as you like, all night if you wish, but I've taken it off the screen. Somebody's just typed into our collaborative artwork. It sounds like a personal problem. So you'll just have to guess what that's about. Somebody's put 2006 at the end of something. Tatties and Neeps 2006. I don't know what that could be about. But that's gone off the screen now. So kids, you can watch again now. Parents, you can let your kids watch the stream again. But don't go to that page, it's very naughty indeed. So Steve, are you going to join us on Saturday for the madness?
Absolutely. Count me in, I will be there the whole day.
Cool. If all of you people out there in YouTube land and Teletext land could join us, we'll be very happy indeed. Just like Mario in the drawing that we've just done, who's happily munching on his pickle. Yeah. More of that on Saturday, I'm sure. But for now, we're going to go off the air because the censors are coming for us. That's all I can say.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you. And like I say, join us on Saturday. We'll do some interviews and more fun teletext editing stuff like this. Sayonara, or Kayanara.